Y'all better buckle all the way in for this one, because what just hit the internet got the whole culture shaken like a 9.5 on the Richter scale. Fans are in complete disbelief right now, as new leaks, screenshots, and a whole lot of messy receipts are coming out the vault, exposing deep, never-before-seen drama involving Lil Durk, Asian Doll, and the late King Von's family. And when we say exposed, we mean secrets, lies, betrayals, and backdoor moves that might just change how you'll look at some of your faves forever. Just when the hip-hop world thought the Von Durk saga had finally settled, it exploded all over again. Allegations are flying that Lil Durk wasn't the loyal brother-in-arms y'all thought he was. King Von's own blood relatives are now stepping up, breaking their silence. And baby, they are not holding back. An Asian Doll, Sis, dropped a bombshell that left everyone picking their jaws off the floor, talking about, y'all don't even know the half. What really went down after Von passed? What was hidden from fans for all these years? And why are people now calling Lil Durk fake and foul? Stay tuned, because this rabbit hole gets deep. It all started when a mysterious Instagram story popped up late one night from an account claiming to be close to King Von's cousin, Moni. The post wasn't up for long, maybe an hour tops, but by then the screenshots had already gone viral. The story had a blurry image of Lil Durk with the caption, "Your hero ain't who y'all think he is. Von ain't even fub you him at the end. Ask Asian." Instantly, fans started speculating. What did they mean? Was there real beef between Lil Durk and Von behind the scenes? Within hours, Lush Von knew was trending. Twitter spaces lit up. TikTokers dug up old interviews and body language breakdowns. One fan even stitched an old live of Von and Durk where Von looked off, not angry, not distant, but definitely guarded. People began asking, was their relationship really as solid as it seemed? By the next morning, Asian Doll went live, and that's when things took a sharp left. Sis looked hurt, not her usual loud self. Her eyes were low, her energy was heavy. She started the live saying, "I wasn't going to speak on this, but since people want to throw hints, I'ma tell you all the truth, all of it." Fans flooded the comments begging her to talk. What she said next flipped the whole narrative upside down. "Von told me a lot of things before he died," she said quietly. "Some things I promised I'd never say, but I can't keep protecting people that ain't protect him." Then she paused. "Durk wasn't around like that. People think they was best friends or something. Nah, after Von got out the last time, things changed. It was all fake love. I was there. I saw it." Fans in the comments went crazy. Some were in disbelief. Others were saying they always knew something felt off. Asian continued, "It was times Von was trying to get in touch with Durk and he ain't answer. Like, how you claim this your twin but can't pick up when he really needs you." As the live continued, she dropped more shocking claims. She said Von felt used. Like people loved his image, but not him. She even said there were industry people trying to get Von to sign away certain rights, and Durk didn't stop it. "He felt like he ain't have nobody real in his corner," she said, holding back tears. "I was the only one, and his family." Then, just when people thought it couldn't get messier, King Von's sister, Kayla B, stepped into the ring. Kayla hopped on her story and instantly threw shade, writing, "She loved clout more than she ever loved my brother. We ain't finna do this today." Of course, fans knew exactly who that was aimed at. Asian clapped back minutes later, writing, "How you got all this to say but you was silent when he needed y'all? Don't play with me." The back and forth got so wild that multiple blogs picked it up instantly. Say Cheese posted it. The Shade Room got involved. Even industry folks started low-key commenting. G Herbo liked Asian's live. 600 Breezy commented a cryptic on Kayla's page. The pressure was building, and the cracks in the story were beginning to show. Later that evening, a voice memo leaked from an anonymous source claiming to be a friend of Von's from O Block. In the recording, the voice, clearly emotional, said, "I was with Von the night before he left for Atlanta. Bro was venting. He felt like Durk ain't ride for him like he should've. Like all them songs, all that my brother talk. It was just for cameras. Suddenly, people started re-evaluating everything. Was the Twin Them energy just a brand? Did Durk capitalize off Von's legacy without truly honoring him? But not everybody was buying it. Some fans defended Lil Durk fiercely. "Y'all just want someone to hate," one fan tweeted. "Durk put Von on, gave him a platform, and stood by him when he was fighting cases. Now you're switching up." Others weren't so sure. They pointed out how quickly Durk distanced himself from drama after Von passed, how he shifted into a more mainstream lane, how he stopped speaking on O-Block. A particularly viral TikTok compared two interviews side by side. One from 2020, before Von's death, where Durk couldn't stop praising him, and one from 2022 where he dodged every question about their friendship. The creator asked, "What changed?" Then, out of nowhere, a cousin of Von's named Trina popped up on Clubhouse and spilled even more tea. "He felt betrayed," Trina said bluntly. "He told me, watch how quick folks switch up if something happened to me." He wasn't just talking. He knew. Someone asked her directly, "Are you saying Von and Durk weren't really cool?" And Trina replied, "They was cool, until business got in the way." That one line blew everything open. Fans started digging into Von's contracts. Rumors swirled that he wanted to break away from certain management deals and go independent. That he felt boxed in, controlled, used. And the craziest part? Someone found an unreleased clip from an old Twitch stream where Von, drunk and playing Call of Duty, looked into the camera and said, "Everybody ain't who they say they is. Sometimes you opt be in your own circle." People didn't think much of it at the time. Now, it felt like a warning. As more people came forward, friends of Von, distant family members, even former producers, the image of their brotherhood began to blur. The perfect Durk and Von story started to look more like a business move than a bond. And that's when things hit a boiling point. Asian Doll posted a picture of Von with the caption, "You was right about everything. I'm sorry I ain't speak sooner." Kayla B instantly responded with a now deleted tweet. "Nah, you sorry cause you got exposed. You ain't even come to the funeral." Asian clapped back one last time. "I ain't come cause y'all ain't. Want me there. And Von ain't few half y'all anyway." Fans were left stunned. Comments were divided. One user wrote, "This ain't no regular industry beef. This feel personal." Another said, "If even half this is true, Durk owe Von and his fans a real explanation." But as the internet kept spinning, one thing was clear. The truth was getting uglier by the minute. And just when it seemed like we'd hit the peak of drama, a surprise twist hit the internet that no one saw coming. An old friend of Lil Durk, known only online as Mello from Lamron, went live on Facebook with a bombshell claim. "Y'all keep acting like Durk a saint." Truth is, he knew Von was on his way out, and he ain't do nothing to stop it. He was playing both sides. In that same live, Mello alleged that Durk was warned not to let Von go to Atlanta that weekend. He had people telling him, "Von got too much heat around him, keep him close," and Durk let him fly out anyway. Then boom, next thing we hear, Von gone. Now listen. Fans started spiraling. Theories started spreading that Von's death might have been preventable if only his so-called inner circle had moved different. "If this is true," one tweet read, "that means Durk didn't just distance himself after Von passed. He let him fall before it even happened." The family drama only got messier. King Von's uncle, a usually quiet man known in Chicago circles as Uncle C. Ray, made a rare appearance on a local podcast, and he was not holding back. "I always felt something off," he said. "Von ain't trust a lot of them people around. Him, Durk included. They was close when the cameras was on, but behind closed doors. Von felt alone. He even claimed Von told him directly, just weeks before he died. Unc, I feel like they using me. But I gotta keep playing the game till I'm out, the host asked him straight up. You think Durk was one of them people using him? C. Ray just looked at the camera and said, I ain't say it. Von did. The internet exploded. The clip went viral within minutes. Reddit threads broke it down frame by frame. Fans pointed out that Von's tone in interviews had changed months before his death. He was more reserved, less hyped. One thread even resurfaced a post from Von's Twitter, weeks before he passed, that read, "Loyalty come with limits." But the most chilling part, someone leaked an unreleased track from Von's vault, allegedly recorded just days before his passing, where he raps, "Bro told me keep my circle tight, but here's the one that cut me." Fans instantly believed it was aimed at Durk. The timing was too perfect, and the tone haunting. Asian Doll posted the snippet to her story with 3 words, "Y'all ready yet?" But Lil Durk, silent. No tweets, no statements, no comments, just silence. That silence made people talk even more. Some fans said it was because he was hurt. Others said it was guilt. The blogs, they were eating it up. Say Cheese posted a poll. Did Lil Durk do Von dirty? Over 70% of people clicked yes. Industry insiders started whispering that Durk was under pressure from behind the scenes, that his label told him to lay low, that the clean image he built after Von's death was cracking. Even artists he used to be cool with started acting distant. Polo G unfollowed him. Lil Reese tweeted a cryptic, "Funny how people switch." And Lil Baby, he didn't say a word, but he removed a song from his story that featured Durk just hours after the drama hit. Meanwhile, back in Chicago, tensions started rising on the streets. Murals of Von were being defaced in areas connected to Durk's old block. One fan even posted a video saying, "Durk can't come back here no more. Folks mad." Whether that was real or just internet clout chasing, it didn't matter. The perception was set. People were choosing sides. And what about Asian Doll? Her role in this saga was only getting more complicated. In an emotional igliv, she admitted, "I ain't perfect. Me and Von had our ups and downs, but one thing I always did was ride for him, even when it cost me everything." She looked directly into the camera and said, "He told me things that scared me, about people around him, about money, about betrayal. I ain't speak on it then, but maybe I should have." The fans were torn. Some saw her as the voice of truth, the only one speaking up for Von. Others accused her of clout chasing, trying to revive her name off his legacy. One fan tweeted, "If you really loved him, why wait till now?" To which Asian replied directly, "'Cause you wasn't ready. But now you're listening." And then the footage dropped, a never-before-seen video from a hotel security cam in Atlanta the night before. Von was killed. It didn't show the shooting, but it showed Von talking to someone on the phone, angry, pacing, clearly upset. Audio couldn't be heard, but according to a source who claimed to work at the hotel, Von was yelling, "He set me up. He told me it was cool out here. This ain't cool." Fans immediately speculated he was talking about Durk, and when that clip went viral, it was the final straw for some fans. "This ain't no coincidence," someone wrote. "This feel like a setup." That's when Durk's team finally responded, with a cold, carefully worded statement posted to his story. "I'm focused on my family and my peace. Everything else is noise. No name, no emotion, just silence." But the streets weren't silent. O Block was buzzing. Von's cousins were making lives daily. Old friends were coming out of the woodwork. One of Von's producers, known as 808, Mafia Slim, claimed that Durk blocked Von from dropping a specific project before his death. "It was too raw," Slim said. "He was exposing too much." When asked what exactly was in the project, Slim just said, "The truth, the stuff nobody wanted out there." Fans started demanding that the music be released. Hashtags like "Sanra Free Von's Vault" and "Han Let Von Rap" trended overnight. Conspiracy videos on YouTube were breaking down every lyric, every message. People were connecting dots that didn't even exist, but that didn't matter. The fire was lit. Even Von's mom, usually private, posted a single photo of Von with a caption, "He tried to warn y'all." It was simple, but chilling, and still, Durk said nothing. Asian, meanwhile, promised to release proof soon. In a series of now-deleted tweets, she wrote, "Screenshots, texts, and voice notes. You're finna hear it straight from Von's mouth. But before she could go live again, her account went dark. Fans speculated she was hacked, or maybe silenced. Some even said she got a call from Durk's team warning her to stop. No one knows the real story. And just when the dust seemed like it might settle, a new name entered the chat. And just when the dust seemed like it might settle, a new name entered the chat. Someone nobody expected. Someone who had been silent this entire time, watching the drama from the shadows until now. Von's father. Von's father. Yeah, the same father that most fans didn't even know much about. Up until now, he had stayed out of the spotlight, away from the internet chaos. But out of nowhere, he appeared on a podcast called Truth from the Trenches. And let's just say, he came with receipts, rage, and regret. "They're using my son's name like a brand," he said, voice heavy with pain. "But ain't nobody kept it real with him when he was alive. Not Durk, not the label, not the industry. All these folks show love now. Where was that love when he was calling for help?" The room went silent. The host looked shook. Von's dad wasn't just speaking from emotion. He was calm, composed, and crystal clear. He went on, "I tried to reach out to Von before he passed. I tried to tell him, watch who you keep around you. Snakes don't always hiss. Some of them sing." Fans watching the interview lost their minds, especially when he dropped this line. "Von told me, Pops, they don't love me. They love what I bring." And he wasn't just talking about the ops. He was talking about people he broke bread with. The clip had fans replaying it 100 times. Some cried, some got angry, and some went straight to Lil Durk's page, flooding his comments with snake emojis, broken hearts, and one chilling phrase: "He told us." But the story didn't end there. Hours after the interview, a close friend of Von's, known in Atlanta as Lil Moody, went live on Instagram and backed up everything the dad said. But he went a step further. He claimed Durk personally blocked a feature that could have changed Von's life. Von had a deal lined up with a big artist. "I ain't gonna say who, but just know it was major," Lil Moody said. "Paperwork was ready. Dude was ready to fly him out. Then boom, call came in. Deal gone." Von was pissed. He told me straight up, "I know who blocked that. I ain't even surprised." Commenters were quick to connect dots. Some speculated the big artist was Meek Mill. Others guessed Post Malone. Either way, the accusation was serious, and it painted a darker picture of Durk than fans had ever seen before. But what made things worse? A leaked DM screenshot, supposedly from Von to one of his homies, where he wrote, "I can't win. They don't want me to shine unless I'm under them. I'm too real for this fake love." The screenshot didn't come from Asian Doll, didn't come from family. It was posted by a fan account that claimed to have received it anonymously. And fans believed it, because the tone, the words, it sounded like Von.Asian reposted it with the caption, "He been telling y'all." And finally, Lil Durk broke his silence. But not with an interview, not with a live, with a single cryptic tweet. "You ever been so real it made fake people uncomfortable. No tags, no names, no explanations." The internet exploded. Was he defending himself? Was he calling Von fake? Was he talking about the family? Nobody knew, but everyone had an opinion. One fan wrote, "Nah, Durk gaslighting us at this point." Another posted a meme of Von shaking his head with the caption, "Bro watching all this from the sky like I warned y'all." Asian Doll responded to the tweet with just 2 words: "Too late." Kayla B, of course, wasn't staying quiet either. She posted on her close friend's story a voice note of her saying, "Half these people clout demons. They ain't know Von like we did. They wasn't there when it mattered." But right after that, Von's cousin Moni posted her own story, writing, "Who you foolin', sis? You was busy in Miami when he was calling for help. Don't start now. It was family versus family, friend versus friend." The legacy of King Von had become a battleground. Even bloggers started taking sides. Some said Asian was being real, finally shedding light on what fans never saw. Others accused her of chasing relevance. But the truth, it was deeper than clout. This was about loyalty, about silence, about the people who watched a star burn out while they stood by smiling. And then came the voicemail. An anonymous account posted a blurred screen recording of a voicemail supposedly left by Von to someone close. In it, his voice sounded tired, quiet, like he had been crying. "I feel like I'm all alone in this shit," he said. "I got fans, money, jewelry, but I ain't got no one I trust. I thought Durk had me, but he moving funny. I'ma just stick to myself." The video was deleted within minutes, but not before it spread like wildfire. And guess who reposted it? Lil Reese. He added one word. Facts. That was the moment everything shifted. No longer was it just Asian Doll versus Kayla B, or Von's family versus Durk. Now it was clear. Multiple. People in Durk's circle were questioning his loyalty, his image. One journalist tweeted, "The rap game just turned into Game of Thrones, and just when you thought nothing else could happen, boom." Asian Doll went live again. But this time, she brought proof. Texts, voice notes, screenshots of conversations between her and Von, her and his manager, even messages that hinted at tension. Between Von and Lil Durk weeks before the fatal night, in one text Von allegedly wrote, "I ain't going to Atlanta to party, I'm gone 'cause I need space." Durk switching up. Asian played a voice note too. Von's voice said, "I love bro, but I can't keep looking the other way. I know what's real, I see it now." By this point, fans were stunned. Nobody knew what to believe, but everyone felt the same thing. Something was off this whole time, and now it was being dragged into the light. One fan commented, "I used to think this was just about beef. Now I realize this was about betrayal." Another wrote, "I ain't even mad. I'm just heartbroken. Durk and Von was supposed to be forever." And that heartbreak, that confusion, it was only about to grow. And that heartbreak, that confusion, it was only about to grow because within 24 hours of Asian Doll's explosive live, the final bombshell hit. And it came from the last person anyone expected, King Von's own manager. Track had up until now, Track had stayed mostly quiet. He did a few interviews after Von passed, mostly speaking in general terms about the loss, never naming names, never stirring the pot. But after seeing his name in one of Asian's leaked texts, and being accused of blocking moves that could have changed Von's career, he snapped. He went live on YouTube for nearly an hour, pacing back and forth, voice tight with emotion. "I held my tongue for too long," he said, "but I ain't finna let people twist the narrative. I was with Von every day, every fucking day. When nobody else was there, I was. He paused, then looked dead at the camera. "Asian? You got some nerve. You want to play savior now, but when Von was alive, you was ghost. You only come around when the light's on." The comment section blew up instantly. Fans were taking sides, in real time. Some were thanking Track for finally speaking up. Others accused him of deflecting, but he wasn't done. "And Durk?" he said. "Yeah, things wasn't perfect, but you're painting this like he wanted Von gone. That's a fucking lie. Did they have issues? Yes. But show me one duo in this industry that don't. Von ain't perfect. Durk ain't perfect. But don't rewrite history to fit your little fairy tale." Then he dropped the twist no one saw coming. Truth is, Von was planning to leave all of us. The label, the management, even Durk. He was done playing games. He wanted control. Fans froze. Was that the real reason behind all this tension? Had Von's decision to go independent caused a silent fallout? Was that why he felt alone? Because people around him started treating him like a threat instead of a brother. The theories went into overdrive. One YouTube channel even suggested Durk tried to buy Von's catalogue before he passed, but Von refused. There was no proof, but that didn't stop fans from believing it. Meanwhile, Asian Doll clapped back with her own story, writing, "Ain't nobody twisting nothing. You're just mad. I ain't stay quiet." Kayla B added fuel to the fire with another voice note leak. This one supposedly of Von arguing on the phone with someone. The voice sounded like his, and the tone was heated. I ain't signing no more. Stop sending people to talk to me. I'm out. Again, no names were mentioned, but fans were convinced. He was talking about Lil Durk or someone close to him. The comment sections were a battlefield now. One fan wrote, "This ain't even music beef no more. This is a story about trust, betrayal, real-life pain." Others were calling for a full documentary, demanding the real story be told, not the watered-down version the industry tried to sell. And just when everyone thought the truth was finally out there, Lil Durk broke the internet. He went live for the first time since the chaos started. But instead of yelling, instead of defending himself, he sat in silence for the first minute. No jewelry, no crew, no flashy background. Just Durk, hoodie on, eyes low. When he finally spoke, his voice was cracked. "This shit hurt," he said. "I ain't perfect. I lost my brother. And maybe I ain't show it the way y'all wanted me to. But don't ever question what we had." The comments were flying too fast to read. Some people dropped broken hearts. Others were calling cap. But Durk kept going. Von was different. He had a heart. He was a wild one, but he was loyal to a fault. We had our issues, yeah. But that's what real brothers do. We fight. We fix it. Or we try to. He paused again. "I ain't gonna sit here and explain every rumor. I ain't addressing no fake DMs, no ghost tweets, no YouTube conspiracies. 'Cause the truth is, y'all wasn't there." Fans were split. Some felt his pain. Others said it was too little, too late. Then he said something that silenced the chat. Before Von left, he sent me a voice note. "I ain't played it for nobody, 'cause it's for me. But just know, he ain't hate me, and I ain't never betray him." He ended the live with, "Y'all believe what y'all want, but I know what's real, and Von do too." Asian responded within the hour, posting just a single message. "He told me something different." The next day, Von's mum broke her silence again. In an Instagram post showing a throwback of Von as a baby, she wrote, "The truth lives in the ones who were there, not the ones who came later. My son died with pain in his heart, and that's all I must say." It was short, but it shook the room. One fan tweeted, "This ain't drama, this is trauma." And it was true. This whole situation wasn't just industry mess. It was real-life grief, tangled in ego, money, and missed chances. A young king lost, a legacy under question, and a city still healing. Soon after, murals of Von were repainted with the words, "Long live the real." A fan-organized candlelight vigil took place in Atlanta. Hundreds showed up. Some cried. Some played his music loud. Others stood in silence. But the energy was raw. It wasn't just about mourning anymore. It was about reclaiming the truth. Even O-Block posted a rare statement through one of its OGs. "Let the man rest. Stop speaking on what y'all don't know." Asian, however, didn't stop. She hinted that a tell-all book might be coming. "I got more stories than y'all can imagine," she posted. "And I ain't sugarcoating nothing." Track. Von's manager launched a separate documentary project to tell his side. Durk went radio silent again. No posts, no appearances, just quiet. And fans, they're still divided. Some say Durk did what he could. Others say he abandoned Von when it mattered most. Some praise Asian for speaking up. Others say she's profiting off pain. The truth, it's probably somewhere in the middle. But what's undeniable is this. The legacy of King Von will never be the same. Not because of the music, not because of the beef, but because the people closest to him, those he trusted, loved, fought with, and fought for, can't even agree on who he really was. A king lost in the noise of the throne room. So after all the receipts, all the voice notes, all the live streams and leaked messages, we're still left with one heavy question hanging in the air like smoke. What really happened between Lil Durk and King Von? Was it brotherhood turned betrayal? Or just miscommunication fueled by fame, pressure, and pain? Was Asian Doll really the only one riding for Von in the end? Or did she jump into the fire just to make sure her name stayed lit? And why is Von's family now split between silence sorrow, and straight-up suspicion. The streets are talking, but the truth? It's murky. And let's be real, maybe we'll never get the full story. Maybe the realest parts of this situation died with Von that night in Atlanta. But one thing we do know, the legacy is fractured. A brotherhood that once looked untouchable is now wrapped in accusations. The image of loyalty and love has been stained with doubt. And fans are left trying to figure out what's real, what's cap, and who's been hiding behind smiles this whole time. But now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Lil Durk really betrayed Von? Or is this just internet noise twisted by grief? Was Asian Doll being real or reaching? And can Von's legacy still shine with so much controversy wrapped around his name? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't hold back. We reading everything, and yo, if you're still rocking with us through this roller coaster, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss the next deep dive. 'Cause one thing about us, we don't just talk about the headlines, we dig into what they don't want you to see. Until next time, stay woke, stay safe, and stay locked in. Stay locked in.